Hello everyone, my name is Nathaniel Freeman and this is Freeman's Money, and today we are going to be talking about mistakes. And the reason I came up with that one is because today I made a mistake of my own. Now, I'm going to tell you how this injury happened, and then we'll get into financial mistakes and how to kind of get over them. But I like to wood carve in my spare time. It's something that calms me down, it helps me relax. I make a lot of little figurines and stuff like that. I've made an entire chess set for myself. But with that, I'm working with a sharp edge and I'm carving out nooks and crannies. Now, when I was working on my most recent carving, I was using the blade to etch in part of it, and then the blade went a little bit harder than I thought I was pushing, went straight through the blade, went straight through my glove. Don't know if you can see it there, but little hole and some blood. But so went straight through those things and then whoosh, straight through the finger, and it cut straight through like butter. No word of a lie. But when I was fixing up the wound and adding my own little bandage to it, because I had to pull the skin back and then attach it, I was thinking, mistakes happen in life. Everyone makes mistakes. But it's not about the mistakes you make, it's about how you deal with them and how you overcome them. So, when I was cutting that piece of wood, went straight through, cut my hand, my original thought was, hey, let's take care of the bleeding. So, went up to the bathroom, cauterized the wound, not cauterized, but put pressure on the wound, waited for it to stop bleeding. Once it stopped bleeding, came up with a plan to immobilize the wound because it's in a very flexible part of skin, and then bandage it and pull the skin back. Sounds simple, but your financial planning is kind of the same. You're gonna make a lot of mistakes. You're gonna have stocks that you assess and they look, hey, that looks great, the value looks amazing. You buy it and it goes to the toilet. Or you look at something and you're like, hey, this thing's got great reviews, my friend recommended it, and then it just falls. Or you're going to buy a house and it turns out to be a lemon. I haven't done that one. But tons of things are going to happen in your financial careers. Tons of things are going to happen in your life which are going to damage you or injure you in some sort of way. The trick isn't to not get injured, because you will. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to lose a little bit of money. Mistakes are going to happen. You're going to lose at some point. Nobody goes on 100% winning streak. Look at the famous basketballs basketball players, Michael Jordan, or famous whatever. I'm not a big sports guy, so like Michael Jordan, Crosby, those are really the only names I know. But anyways, you're going to make mistakes. That's okay. All you have to do is accept that you made a mistake and learn from it. When you make financial mistakes, think of the money you put into that as the cost of learning that lesson. Don't just ignore the mistake and be like, oh, I did everything right. Look at how much money you lost. Look at what the mistake was and say, hey, I'm paying this amount to learn this lesson. I better learn it today. And sometimes there's not a lesson to be learned. Like, I bought my first few set of stocks because I started my journey close in January, when I started investing for the future. And then guess what? COVID-19 happened. The stock market crashed. There is no way I could have predicted that. Nobody knew it was coming. If we all did, we would have sold then and bought at the bottom. But we didn't know. And I just look at that like, oh, facts of life. It crashed. I keep buying in, and I've made a good amount of money this year. I'm very happy with the profits. Well, I guess last year. I made a good amount of money from last year. It was fantastic. One of my better years. Well, yeah, it was a great year. But if I focused on the negative, I just lost this money because the stock market crashed, the whole game is rigged, I never would have made all the money I did during it because I just kept buying in. And in life, you're going to make mistakes. Trust me. Learn the lessons. So instead of using a glove like this, I'm actually going to be getting a chainmail glove to guard my hand. The first cut, which is actually on the other side of the finger, I got because I wasn't wearing gloves. Those gloves protected me from a lot of other cuts. But turns out they're not good at keeping all the cuts, and I don't want to lose a finger. So I learned the lesson. I pay the price. It's facts of life. And I hope you guys take that to heart. I hope when you guys make mistakes, you learn from them. I hope you don't just let it wash over you and be like, it happened, the whole game's rigged, and then you're depressed about it. Take a minute, learn from it. And here's another thing about mistakes. You, sitting in front of this computer, you are the product of trillions of mistakes. That's all evolution is. Evolution is DNA tweaking itself by making a little mistake, which causes this change to the individual that's being born, which then maybe becomes a prominent trait or something desirable, which then gets propagated throughout the species. You're made up of mistakes. You're gonna make mistakes as a consequence of that because you're human. Accept them, learn from them, and try to love them the best you can. And keep all your fingers. Alright, that's today's video. I hope you learned something. I hope it wasn't too chatty. It's a little bit different from our usual content. But if you like the video, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys here next time.